Not the old.
Hey everybody, I think we are live on Facebook. Just gonna take a quick check. I got my notification here from Zoom.
Awesome.
I'm pretty sure we are live. So let's get this party started today. I want to welcome everybody back. We are doing one of our Wedding Wednesdays. It's become a favorite of mine, checking in. It's so nice to see all of our vendors. We started this, gosh, back in April, so we've been doing them for quite a few weeks now. We expanded them into May and probably get into June too, with getting even more granular with some of our chats. So I'm really excited today to talk to some formal wear companies. We have some great guests with us today, some awesome formal wear companies that we've been working with in our wedding shows for quite a few years. And I'm really happy. I'm just gonna mute everybody here for a second. Oh, perfect. Okay. Yeah, just want to make sure we don't get any feedback there. I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves so we can get going, and you guys watching can ask any kinds of formal wear questions that you'd like to ask. I'll be interested to know how you guys are all operating and how you're taking appointments, so that'll be something that we'll want to chat about as well. And yeah, so let's get going. We're going to kick it off with Bernard's formal wear.
Hi, this is Keith calling. Looks like I'm muted. Am I muted?
Nope, you're good. I can hear you. Okay.
Hi, I'm Keith from Bernard's Formal Wear. We're located at 734 9th Street in Durham. We are currently open from 12 to 5 Monday through Saturday. Until we hear anything else, we'll be working with those hours, and we are taking appointments, obviously. We're limiting the number of people in our store currently to 4 at a time, so appointments are recommended.
Great, thank you. Yeah, Simone.
Hold on. Oh,
okay.
Okay, awesome. Hi, my name's Simone. I'm with VIP Formal Wear, and we have 5 locations in Garner on South Wilmington Street, Triangle Town Center location, Crabtree Valley Mall, and in Greensboro in the Four Seasons Mall, and in Haynes Mall in Winston-Salem. We are all open from 12 to 6, and we are going by appointments only, 2 people in the store at a time. And we are regulating with mall hours and, of course, moving by what the phases are.
Perfect. Thanks, Simone, for sharing. Denise, we talked to you last week or a week before regarding bridal wear. So you're back again to talk to us about your formal wear. So tell us what's happening with you.
Hi there, it's Denise from Savvy Formal Wear and Bridal. We're located about a half a mile from the Crabtree Valley Mall on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. And our business hours are 10 to 7 weekdays and 10 to 5 on Saturdays. And it's easy to make an appointment for you and your bride to come in. And just go to our Facebook page, Savvy Tuxedos and Bridal Gowns, to make an appointment, or else you can make an appointment through our website, savvyncgowns.com. And we would like to have you by. We do work by appointment, but we've got 10 to 7 on weekdays and 10 to 5 on Saturdays, so it's real easy.
Awesome. Thanks, Denise. Now we're going to move over. Who did I not get? Oh, Ro from Bunbury Custom Clothiers. Introduce yourself. Tell us about your business.
Hey guys, my name is Ro from Bunbury Custom Clothiers. We are located out with Forever Bridal in out on Wake Forest Road, Benson Drive. So we are right now open by appointment only as usual, but our hours are still because we're by appointment, our hours are fairly flexible. We're keeping it going from 9 o'clock to 8 o'clock. We can take appointments in those ranges. As far as safety is concerned, we are trying to limit 2 people max in the store at a time, as well as we are providing, we have plenty of stock on face masks, gloves, and hand sanitizer to provide for you upon entry, but we make sure everybody's wearing that while in store. But other than that, we are full systems go with our hours.
So I bet you guys are all just so eager to get back to work and get outfitting the guys and get these weddings back on track. I know they're looking a little different than they have in the past. Just a reminder, because I know you guys threw out a lot of information with your store hours and your appointments. Make sure that you put that in the comment and tag yourselves so that couples know how to get in touch with you. And we'll make sure that we get you tagged as well by the end of the video. But thank you guys again for being with us. I'm excited to dig into some questions about formal wear. And so I'm going to turn it over to Camelia. She's really good at putting all the questions to our formal wear companies. So Camelia, why don't you take it away? Maybe, maybe not.
Yep. I just had to unmute myself. I actually put myself on mute, which I don't usually do. But there was some feedback earlier, so I wanted to make sure that I wasn't giving any. It probably would just be my cat meowing, but you know, just to be safe. Thank you everyone for being here with us today. I'm so excited to have you all answer these questions. Also, if you are watching this live right now and you have any questions, please put them in the comments and I will be sure to ask all of our formal wear companies any questions that you have live. So the first question that I want to ask everyone, we talked a little bit about the safety precautions that you're all taking right now. Numbers are pretty much limited from 2 to 4, depending on where you're going. But I would like each person to talk to us a little bit about your appointment process. What does that look like, especially now with some of the extra precautions that we're taking? What information do grooms need to know before entering your store? Is there anything special that they need to do? And also just talk to us a little bit about what is the appointment process like when they get there? You know, what kind of questions are you going to be asking? Should they be prepared to have measurements taken? Just talk to us a little bit about what that process is like and what they can expect. So we'll start with Simone with VIP first.
Hi, so yes, we are doing appointments only, and we will be contacting everybody through text message or telephone, which is easier or convenient for them. They can come on in, we'll set up the appointment time. We asked everybody come with a face mask and gloves, and if you don't have a face mask, we will provide one for you. And we are definitely doing measurements. We're taking different precautions on measurements. So we're training the staff on how to, like, you know, measure not face to face and all that good stuff. So we're going to definitely try to make it a normal fitting as possible for everybody and comfortable so that, you know, the staff stays safe and so does the customer.
Awesome, that's very important and really good to know that if customers have masks, they should bring them in, but it's also really comforting to know that you have masks that you will provide as well in case they don't have that available. Also great to know that you are taking those extra precautions with measurements. That was something I actually hadn't thought of, is when you're taking measurements, you're like right up in that person's personal space. So it's great to know that you guys are going that extra step. So why don't we have Bernard talk to us a little bit about your appointment process. What should grooms know before they come to meet you, and what can they expect during their appointment? All right, we got to unmute Laura.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Bernard.
Okay. Sorry. I didn't know I was in control of that.
I'm just glad I can see that little microphone to tell me that I shouldn't be talking. So, okay. Yeah, I mean, appointments can be made over our website. They can contact us through our Google business page, our Facebook page. We will text back and respond to people about setting up specific times if there are changes. We are forwarding all calls to the store, to a business, to a local cell, to a personal cell, so that we can answer and respond to calls even when we're not open during those 12 to 5 hours. And again, we are anything that we allow as far as try-ons go during a fitting, during a groom's fitting, we quarantine those items for at least 24 hours before they're put back into inventory. It is a known fact that that fabrics do not hold the virus the way hard surfaces and other places can. So we do clean everything that comes in contact with the skin, shirts and that sort of thing, but coats and other items are quarantined after they're tried on. The main thing that we ask a groom is, what he has in mind for his wedding. If there's a focus, if there's a theme that he's going for, is he going formal? Is he going for suits, indoor, outdoor, that kind of thing? And then colors. Colors are always key when you're trying to match up with a wedding party with bridesmaids dresses and the like. Yeah.
Awesome, great information. And I'm glad you talked about the fact that the fabric doesn't hold the virus the same as hard surfaces. I think that's great to let folks know. It is a time when we are a little cautious still in going out. So just having that extra information, I think will make some more people a little bit more comfortable in coming out sooner rather than later to get those fittings. We know that weddings aren't stopping, and we need to get those fittings so that the men can look great for their wedding day. So Denise is savvy.
I was just going to say real quick, that's interesting that you said that, Keith, because I was just with my daughter and she said the CDC came out with a briefing today saying that the virus wasn't as contagious on surfaces for the length of time that they had originally thought. Although that doesn't mean we should loosen our measures to be cautious and safety. But I was just wondering if you had heard that as well.
I hadn't heard that, but that's good information to know. We're not going crazy, but I think it is just, helping people feel safe, because we do know weddings are going to start happening, especially those that have been pushed back. So it's really good information to know, I think, for our guests that are watching right now.
Yeah, definitely.
We had heard that information about the new CDC regulations, and the thing that a lot of people don't know too is that that dry cleaning will kill the virus on any kind of surface, any kind of fabric. Washing at proper temperatures with proper chemicals will as well. So everything that goes through our rental process obviously is going to be dry cleaned and or
dried.
On the type of material going forward.
Perfect. Great information. Thank you for sharing, Keith. I appreciate that. Denise, the Savvy, why don't you tell us a little bit about the precautions that you're taking right now, and what can the men expect that are coming in for a fitting at Savvy?
Men can expect a very good time here at Savvy, period. When we work by appointment, we have them come in and talk about what styles they're interested in the wedding party, whether it's formal or informal, what colors of tuxedo they're interested in, colors of accessories. We are one of the few people who have everything here in the store. So they actually try on the items that they are interested in right then and there, so they can see how it fits. They can see if they like the feel of the garment versus picking out of a catalog. It's very easy to try it on right there and make certain that the bride or their partner likes the way that they look in the garment. As it relates to measuring them, we've always measured from behind the gentleman, so that is not a issue. We wear face masks when we measure them, but it is not an issue for the current situation. So we have all different kinds of designs, all different colors of tuxedos, and we also sell men's tuxedos and suits. So they're also an excellent deal. And when there's 5 others, the groom's is free to rent. I think that pretty much entails all of the details you had asked me. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah, we can see some of the variety behind you, just as we saw at Bernard's as well. So that's awesome that, the grooms can come in and they can kind of put the different colors on and see maybe what works best with their skin tone and see how the different fits are. So that's great. Great to know. And we have a live question. So I will get to Sarah. She has been our awesome bride, watching all of our videos, asking us questions every week. So I'll get to your question in just a minute. But first, I want to head over to Ro. I want to talk to you a little bit about your process and how you work with the grooms and groomsmen that are coming to visit you, because you do custom suits, so they're not able to try anything on per se. So talk to us a little bit about your appointment process and what does that look like?
Yeah, absolutely. So appreciate you passing on. With our custom, so we do primarily bespoke custom tailoring. What that means is all of our garments, our main process is made from scratch clothing, right? So kind of whatever design, whatever concept, whatever color. I mean, I might advise you not to put like, 50 pockets on your suit, but if you really wanted to, you'd be more than welcome to do it. So that's kind of where we specialize in, being able to create that custom garment. So from that perspective, in terms of what you can expect when you come in, it's really up to your planning, right? More than welcome to just set an appointment just to do a planning session where you kind of go through the options we can provide. We can, help you consult and help you even like pick out the colors. Suppose you and your bride are a lot earlier in the process, you don't have your color schemes, or you're much later in the process and you have everything picked out, and we can help match whatever swatches. We also, whatever color samples we don't have in the store, chances are we're able to procure. So from that perspective, it's all kind of customized to your experience. And then for your groom party, we also do special order suits. So once again, because we're primarily custom, we don't keep the stock, but we can help you match that color. Suppose you pick out a suit for yourself, and then you want to get that closest matching set for your groomsmen to kind of get close to that color. We can do special order because not everybody wants to. The groom might want to pay for a custom suit. The groomsmen many times do not want to do that. So we were accommodating for that as well. And I just want to echo in terms of safety measurements, I really appreciate everything that Bernard's Formal Wear went over in that sense. And even with the shipping, it's the same thing. We've had a few concerns where people have asked us, when the suits come in, if there's like even like some materials coming in from different countries. We have our fabrics are Italian, those are shipping in from Italy. We might have some buttons coming in from China. We might, it's coming in from all over, but the shipping process, CDC has put out plenty of guidelines that there's no issues with that, as well as the fact of once they come in, we are cleaning everything. Dry cleaning is also a big step in that process of whether it needs it or not, we're sending it to the cleaners just to ensure everything's good to go.
Very good point. I know that was a big concern with a lot of brides. Typically, it takes a little bit longer for them to get their wedding dresses in. So that was a big concern with, shipping internationally, if that was causing delays. So I'm really glad that you mentioned that to address some of those worries and concerns that people might have, that everything, is coming in on time. I do want to ask a little bit later, I'm going to get to this question as far as time frame from, ordering or fitting to actually getting the suits. But since we have our bride watching right now, I do want to get to her question. So she has two questions I think really can be answered together. The first one is really simple. Should the bride always come with the groom to the fittings? I have a feeling I know the answer, but I want the experts to weigh in on that. And two, how do you handle groomsmen that are coming in from different states? So obviously we have a lot of people getting married in North Carolina that are not originally from North Carolina. Maybe their college buddy is flying in for the wedding. Maybe, a childhood friend is coming in from the wedding. They want to get the suit at the same location, but obviously they're not here to get fit. So I want each of you to weigh in on those two questions. One, do you suggest that the bride comes with the groom for the try-on? And then two, how would you handle groomsmen who are not local getting fit and then picking up their suits? So for this question, let's start with Denise at Savvy.
So many times the bride will come with the groom to choose the styles, but we've also done FaceTime, or the groom will take pictures of the groom and send them to the bride and see what she thinks. It's all done in real time. If you want to do a Zoom call, we can do that at the same time. Pretty easy, pretty easy. Getting guys measured who live out of town for the wedding. We have a set system of measurements, and based on their zip code, we can find them a place where they can be measured free of charge where they live. The benefit of Savvy is that everything is here in the store. So the time frames regarding if you need a tuxedo for tomorrow, we can still help you out. If you need a wedding party tuxedos, next week is not too late. But we do like 2 to 3 months in advance to have everybody be measured ideally 2 to 3 months, so that you have the peace of mind that everything is taken care of ahead of time. And it's not something that you have to wait on your groomsmen for. So yes, then the way that it works, when they come to pick up their tuxedos for the day of the event, they come in and they try everything on. So we make certain that it fits flawlessly. And if it doesn't, for whatever reason, they sent in measurements that did not match exactly as their body fits anymore, we can alter it right here while they're here. It takes less than 20 minutes. So it's super easy, and just give us a call. Savvy Foamwear.
Perfect. So you actually answered another question that I wanted to ask, which is, when should the groomsmen and the groom come in to get fit? So you said that's about 2 to 3 months prior to the wedding is when you suggest that they come in to get fit, correct?
Generally at a minimum, that is terrific. Generally at a minimum, 2 to 3 months is great. Yes.
Okay, perfect.
More
so
if
2 to 3 months. They can go sooner if they want.
Yeah.
And you do offer alterations, was another question that I had. Now, even if they're just renting, are they still allowed to do tailoring, or is that only if they're actually purchasing a suit or a tux?
Either way. Either way.
Either way. Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Well, you had that question answered for me. So next, let's go to Simone at VIP. Can you weigh in on some of these questions? 1, do you suggest the bride comes with the groom? 2, how do you handle out-of-town groomsmen? And then we can kind of answer those other questions as well. What time frame should they come in to get fit in order? And then do you offer alterations?
Oh, okay, awesome. So yes, we do ask, sometimes the bride does come in, like similar to Savvy. We do FaceTimes, or they're messaging them, different styles and different color options and all that good stuff. So we definitely suggest the bride to be there, because they kind of just ask questions for the bride anyway. So, that's that. But we definitely offer, for groomsmen that are out of town, you can go to a seamstress or a place to get measured right around that area. We have a system with the measurements, so that we definitely know, where to size it at. We know a roundabout with the measurements that are given. And because we are North Carolina based, our warehouse is here in North Carolina. So if there's anything that goes awry, we can definitely get that done on time for any of the groomsmen, and for the groom, however that plays out, we can definitely have a good turnaround for them. We ask about 2 to 1 month to come in for a fitting, just because some guys like to gain muscle, some like to lose weight. So
I like how you said gain muscle. They're not getting anything but muscle.
Exactly. For sure. We definitely ask 2 to 1 month, and we will have everything covered, because again, we are based in North Carolina, so our turnaround is fairly quickly with alterations and all.
So for you as well, are they in-house alterations that you offer?
Yes. Everything, we do have the.
Do you offer in-house alterations, or do they need to go?
We have in-house alterations. We have all the appliances that we need to, do a hem or a take-in, or all that good stuff. So yep, in-house as well.
I think we may have lost Camelia for a second. Are you back?
Sorry.
Yeah, I think my internet connection went out a little bit. So I was kind of hearing bits and pieces of that. But so you said you do the in-house, right?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. Perfect. Awesome. So thank you for answering that question. Next, let's kick it over to Keith with Bernard's. So if you can weigh in on this 4-part question. 1, do you suggest the brides come with their grooms? 2, Oh, I forgot what the question even was. Two, how do you work with groomsmen that might be flying in from out of town? Three, how soon should the grooms come in, or how soon do you recommend? And then four, do you allow or offer alterations on your suits?
We certainly always recommend that the bride come in. I mean, the brides always have a very strong opinion about what they want their wedding to look like. And so we encourage that. Sometimes we find a bride that says, you know, this is his part of it, and, you know, I want him to take care of it. But we still recommend that they take pictures and send them to her to make sure that she approves of the final decisions. As far as out-of-town groomsmen, I mean, we certainly recommend that they go to a formal wear shop where they live. We're part of the SIFA, Select Independent Formal Wear Association, which is an international organization of independent formal wear shops throughout the world, really now. But they can go online through tuxedofit.org, and they can put in their zip code, and they can find a local dealer. They'll be happy to do out-of-town courtesy measurements. Most places will do that for free. So they don't have to worry about paying for that service. And we always encourage that, because these guys know exactly what information we need to make the best fit possible. We like to have our grooms come in usually 2 to 3 months ahead of the wedding, the actual wedding party measurements. We encourage to have them in at least 30 days ahead, but we can do even sooner than that. Because again, we do have all of our inventory here in Durham. Bernard's Formal Wear has been locally owned and operated here in Durham since 1971, and all of our inventory and all of our alteration services right here in house. And we do alterations on our rentals to a certain degree, on our suits that we sell. There are some, you know, additional options available on those that we don't offer necessarily on a rental garment. Some of those have to be fit the way they are as far as the style goes. We have different fits available in slims and ultra slims, so we make a choice based on the body type as to what's going to fit the person best.
And you actually have a very impressive warehouse. I read that on the website. How many suits do you have in stock? It's something like 17,000 or something, isn't it? Like a crazy number like that?
Yeah, we've always advertised 15,000 tuxedos and suits in stock. That's an old number. I would say it's probably closer to 25 now. We've had to actually move some of our additional inventory to another space that's within walking distance of our store. So, but yeah, everything is here within our geographic area. We also do a wholesale business as well. So we have a catalog business that we provide suits and tuxedos to men's stores and bridal shops around the state as well.
That is very impressive. When you said 15,000, I'd be like, oh, I overquoted them. And then you blew my mind with 20. That's crazy. And I bet you know every single suit that you have too, probably.
Well, I name all the styles and set all the style numbers and do the price list and that sort of thing. So yeah, I kind of have to know those numbers. But you know, when you're dealing with wedding parties, you got to remember we got to deal with kids from 3 years old up to to older gentlemen. We need to have all sizes. So we, in most of our wedding styles, will carry from a boy size 3 up to at least a man 66, 68, and even some up to 70 and 72. So you've got notes in that range that have to be included in any style that we buy.
Very impressive. Well, I love that you guys are very all-inclusive with all those, the wide variety of styles and sizes and everything. So that is fantastic. And Ro, so your answer to this question obviously is going to be a little bit different since you do some custom work. So again, one, do you recommend that the bride comes with, or groom, I guess? Two, how do you handle groomsmen that might be from out of town? Because again, I know with custom, you have to be very specific with the measurements. And then the other question was, when should they come in to start that fitting process of getting measured and selecting, the fabrics and buttons, because I know it is a very intricate process. And the last question is null and void because it's going to be tailored exactly to their measurements. So they don't have to worry about any tailoring there. So should the bride come? How do you deal with out-of-state wedding party members, and when should they start the process?
Absolutely. So in terms of the bride coming, the biggest thing that we notice more than the styling of the suit, more than, the individual pieces that the groom decides to use, it's mainly the color, right? So I kind of, our thing is a lot of that happens over the phone, or sometimes, on the initial meeting when we're like pre-qualifying what they're looking for. The bride will join in, and I mean, we're very open. I think it's great if they want to have the bride there. It's encouraged because they're able to make that decision together, make sure the colors are there. But that's kind of where I've mostly seen it with the colors, and we're more than, they're more than welcome to join in on the process. Or if the groom wants the suit to be a surprise, we're able to kind of just have the color swatches there and not really the styling, so that they can match up on the color, but then the styling can still be, a whole brand new treat for the groom to present on the wedding day itself. In terms of the out-of-state groomsmen, so that's definitely something that with custom, it's a little different. So if we do custom and they want to be out of state and they have to get measured, many times our wedding parties have managed to set up a time where they are coming to help with the wedding planning anyways. But generally what we'll do is I have my own network of custom tailors in different states. If I don't have a network of custom tailor in another state, what I'll do is I'll request, depending on what the party's comfortable with, we'll set up a connection, right? I'll reach out to a few different tailors within where that person's located and kind of say, hey, this is what we're putting together. And I'll do that in collaboration, because it's always for custom going to be better to work local than to be trying to send measurements back and forth, or have them measure themselves, or even take another tailor's measurements, right?
No, don't measure yourself. That's going to be a disaster for custom.
Yeah, it never works out too well. So generally what I'll do is I'll provide the fabric that they want to use to that other local tailor, and then allow them to kind of, I'll just kind of be the intermediary about the fabric and the styling options that we've discussed, and then allow them to set up their own independent deal, unless it's someone within my own tailoring network in states that we have that available. Many times the groomsmen are doing special order suits over custom. And in that case, we have set measurements that we just send them over and say, hey, you can go to a local tailor or any local menswear store. And once again, as Bernard's former mentioned, many times it's a complimentary measurement, right? If there is a cost involved with it, for example, if they go to someone who they trust, but there is a cost involved, we do cover that cost for them to get that measurements done. And then we can just match up the sizing and the styling.
So if they're out of town, they can still work with your company, but instead of you kind of doing 100% of the process, you're going to do about 50%, and your involvement is more on the styling and the design side. Is that correct?
Exactly. Because I mean, the beauty of custom tailoring, whether it's for your wedding or not, it's a very personal experience, right? So from that perspective, it's just, if you really want to get the right fit, I always say work with the person who's local. We'll just help make sure that I'll work with that tailor to make sure it's completely styled if they want to go custom for sure. And they can't make it to, Raleigh, North Carolina. Time frame wise, it takes 4 to 6 weeks. And that's pretty standard across the board for most bespoke tailors. When you're talking a made from scratch suit, it takes 4 to 6 weeks to get made. And then usually we do request, to always because many times people do it 2 to 3 months in advance. We say, come to us with your suit a week before the wedding, at least, so that we can do one more fitting. Even if it fit perfectly 2 months ago, we do one more additional fitting to say, hey, is there any tweaks we need to make, any adjustments we want to make, so that you're happy and set with. Because people either stress lose or you stress gain. It goes both ways. So.
They gain that muscle, right, Simone?
They gain the muscle.
I love that. Well, that's very interesting. I would think that getting a custom suit would take longer than the 4 to 6 weeks, especially, having talked to, the bridal wear companies a few weeks ago. There you typically want to order your gown 6 to 8 months in advance. So to hear
Yeah.
that you can get something custom in just, you know, the 4 to 6 weeks, I think is really reassuring. And if brides who are watching aren't sure what they're going to get, they know that that is still an option.
Yeah, no,
for them.
absolutely. And really sometimes these things can become seasonal. I mean, we've had someone who's come to us 3 weeks before their wedding, and we've been able to, depending on, you know, just our pipeline, we can say, hey, yeah, I can get that made sooner than later for you, and we can expedite that a little bit. And then what we do is we just guarantee, like, we do a adjustment right away. It's not, when you rush a suit, it's not going to be perfect, but we're able to make that adjustment for them. So we can accommodate quicker timeframes. But as Denise at Savvy said, 2 to 3 months is definitely ideal. You'd like to have that time to really make sure you go through that option, if not longer, because we guarantee the fit of our suits for the lifetime of it, right? So you can come in whenever. We're not going to charge you more for alterations. You spent, you know, a good amount of money on a custom suit. 2 years after your wedding, if you gain a little weight, we'll still do those adjustments for you, you know? So that's not an issue. So the more time, the better.
Awesome. Well, that is a good point to bring up the cost. So we kind of have an idea. We know that, you know, bridal gowns can range anywhere from, I mean, you know, a sale gown can be as low as $500. They can go up exponentially. I think what we found is really the sweet spot for a wedding gown tends to be between that maybe like $1,500 to $2,500 price range here in this area of North Carolina. But obviously, I think 1 to 5 is kind of common. So as far as, you know, menswear is concerned, let's talk about cost. Rose, since we just talked to you, why don't you tell us what is kind of the number that a groom could expect if they are going to do a custom suit for their wedding?
Sure. So for a custom 2-piece suit, you know, with kind of in that standard size range, our price is going to start at $975 for that 2-piece suit. However, if I had to really give a typical range, like, a lot of it's based on fabric and options, right? So there's not really a standard, but many times I see, based on what people settle out, it can go from $1,500 to $2,500. It's kind of our standard range. And that covers, I mean, that range covers almost all the options with some beautiful fabrics. We only really see you go above, you would say, $2,700 or $3,000 for a suit when you really start to talk into like specialty brands and specialty fabrics and stuff like that. With our special order suits for the groomsmen, we don't do rental. So price wise, we don't do any rental on that, but our price starts for those at $175 to $250 is the general range on those suits. And even at the $175, that includes, you know, most tuxedo styles and most suit styles. It kind of, that range just kind of depends on, okay, are you, you know, more towards the wool side or more towards like a poly blend side in terms of fabric and material. But yeah, with the custom, it's that's a general estimation, but it's very, very incremental. So I kind of say your starting base price, you start at $975 and it can be built out into any other range. But $975 covers the suit, the tailoring, the whatever measurement or whatever all tailoring needs to happen afterwards, like the whole 9 yards. You're not doing additional past that.
That's going to be your all-inclusive kind of basic starting price.
All-inclusive starting price. Yep.
Awesome. Great information. Keith, with Bernard's, why don't you tell us a little bit about what the grooms can expect if they're coming to you for a suit rental or tuxedo rental? What's kind of your average price point that you see grooms walking away with?
Well, again, the average, we have a price range from $159 to $219 for our designer tuxedos for rental. And our package price, which we years ago decided, you know, why nickel and dime and add on things, make it all inclusive. So any suit rental or tuxedo rental package includes the coat, pants, choice of shirt, choice of vest, tie, and shoes. So it's all inclusive. They can register on our website for a discount off of the wedding party, a $40 discount off of each member of the wedding party, and the groom, as long as there are at least 5 others in the party that are renting, the groom's rental is free. We do offer suit sales as well. We have a brand new program this year in our David Major Select program. We have 5 different colors of suits that are available for both rent and purchase. So if you have a wedding party where part of the guys want to buy, but part of them want to rent, there's that option. They'll be renting the exact same suit or buying the exact same suit amongst the group. So you don't have to worry about a mix or match of different styles and colors and fabrics.
Awesome. Good. Thank you for letting us know. That's some great information. And obviously you have a wide selection. So if anyone comes, they should definitely be able to find something that they like there. Denise with Savvy, talk to us a little bit about the cost of suits for rent and for purchase from Savvy.
The tuxedos that we rent, much like Keith's, are in packages that include all of the items they would need: coat, pant, shirt, vest and tie, or tie and cummerbund. The thing that some guys like to rent are shoes, have many different styles of shoes as well if they need them. They range from $23 to $30 for the shoe rentals. We have suits for purchase in 8 different colors for $194. That's the coat and pant together. You can add a vest for $50 and get a 3-piece suit for under $240. So come by and see us. 783-8911 is our phone number.
Yeah, that's a great deal. And I love that you guys all have these all-inclusive packages, because if you were to look at my husband's closet right now, his shoes are all scuffed up. So he definitely would be needing some shoes with his suit rental. Simone with VIP, talk to us a little bit about your suit rentals, what's included, what's the average price point?
So the average price point is about anywhere from about $165 to $185, and that are slim fit and our ultra slim fit, because we do have a good array of sizes from traditional to slim to ultra slim. So that goes anywhere from $165 to about $215 if you want some designer. And we also rent shoes as well, and that is the total package. You get your coat, of course, your shirt, your pants, shoes, vest, or cummerbund, necktie, or bow tie. And you can definitely choose to match, with your bridesmaids and all that. We have about 275 colors to choose from. So
Wow.
that kind of, puts you to the point where you need to be. And we can also purchase as well. And our purchases go from about $225 to $750 for a tuxedo or a suit purchase.
Awesome. Great information from everyone. This next question, I'm very excited to hear what everyone has to say. So next, I want to hear about what everyone is seeing that is trending right now. So I love the fact that more of that fitted suit style is in right now. Anytime I look at men wearing suits from the early 2000s, it just makes me sick because they're like swimming in these gigantic suits. So I love the fitted style. I think that looks great. But I've seen what everyone has to offer. I know there are tons of fun fabrics and colors. So I'd love for everyone to tell me what they're seeing that's trending currently. And let's do what's trending for more of a kind of formal wedding, or maybe someone who is a little bit more daring with their fashion. And then what are you seeing that's trending for maybe more of a casual, laid back wedding? So Simone, let's start with you. What are you seeing that's trending currently?
So definitely for like a casual laid back wedding, I definitely see that tailored look. May not have to have a jacket with it, like a jacketless package, just more so chill. May have suspenders with it, nice little bow tie, make it look a little formal still. Definitely with a more fashion sense, I'm seeing a lot of very tailored, like customized fit with print. The U-neck vest is definitely coming back with the 4 buttons. I definitely see that. I'm seeing a lot of thick shawl lapel. So we definitely been seeing like a shawl lapel that's like been embroidered with a whole bunch of different, paisley print or something other in that area. So, and of course, the tailored pants.
And
it's beautiful.
Yeah, That's
Yes.
amazing. I love that. And the material is so soft too. Like it's not cheap fabric. It looks very
No.
luxurious.
And it's so comfortable, like to be that tailored look. It's so comfortable. And we also have the Kenneth Coles as well. So, you know, that is a really good brand and they're really comfortable as well. So yeah.
Love that. Awesome. Well, thank you for telling us what you're seeing. Denise with Savvy, what are you seeing a lot of grooms come in looking for these days?
I see a lot of light grays coming up for this fall's weddings with the darker jewel tone accessories. And then for the spring weddings, if they do the lighter gray suits, then they wear a little bit lighter accessories. Seems to be doing great. There's one that is in I'll just show you a photo of one of the most popular colors right this moment as it relates to suits. This is what's considered to be a Greenwich cobalt blue, very fitted tuxedo. And it's a 3-piece. It's got a peak lapel, self-facing peak lapel, and very narrow cut, just a single button with the side vents on the back side. European styling.
Love that.
And
I'm definitely seeing a lot more blue. I definitely think a lot more blue is what I'm seeing. Even with a formal wedding, I feel like I see a lot more men wearing more of a navy blue versus the traditional black. I think there a lot more wedding parties are having fun these days. So that suit you pointed out, I feel like that's right on point with what I'm seeing a lot lately in, you know, trending wedding blogs and things like that. So great to know. Keith with Bernard's, what are you seeing that is trending currently, more for a casual style wedding, but also someone who might be a little more fashion forward as well, a little bit more daring with their style?
Yeah, absolutely. For a formal wedding, you know, classic styles continue to be the standard traditional one-button peak lapel style, but with an updated fit, narrower lapel. Even the classic dinner jacket look like the one here, with an added nature of that black satin lapel gives it an extra pop. That's a very classic look, a throwback look as well, and that's very trendy now. The navy blues continue to be hot, cobalt blue, French blue, like the one that I'm wearing. This is one of the suits that we offer for rental or for sale. And then when it comes to something a little bit different, the coat behind me here, this floral, our paisleys, we've had 3 colors of paisley this year in a blue, charcoal gray, and burgundy. These are all really hot items, not only for proms, but for weddings. We're also seeing a trend towards grooms who, maybe they want to wear that formal look for the wedding party, and then for the reception, they want to throw on something to make them stand out even more for the party time. So that's another option. Also, a trend is shoes, and not only the rental shoes, but velvet shoes. Big trend for us. We sell a lot of velvet shoes, patterned and colors as well. These look great with any tuxedo, classic tuxedo, or even something with a little bit more fashion flair.
I love that. I didn't even think about the different shoes, but I have seen those, more that slipper style, loafer style shoe with the velvet on there. I love the idea of switching up the jacket. We have a lot of brides that are getting dresses that are convertible. Maybe they have a cape that they take off, or a skirt that they take off, or they're changing into an entirely different dress. And while we want the bride to shine, it is the groom's day too. So I love that option to have that different jacket. Now, if they were going to add that onto their rental package, what would the extra jacket cost them?
Generally, that's going to depend on whether it's a purchase item or a rental item. The paisley styles that we carry are now in our rental collection. The florals and some of the other fashion coats are purchased, and they run from $159 to $179 for the purchase. And usually, if the groom is already renting a package from us, we can give them an additional discount off of those sale items as well, as we do with the shoes. If they buy the fashion shoes, the velvet shoes, we do give them an additional discount off of that if they're renting an entire package from us.
Awesome. Good to know. And you mentioned that burgundy color, which I love as well. So I'm glad that you mentioned that. And last but not least, Ro, talk to us about what you're seeing trending. We know you have a lot of different options with fabrics. So what are you seeing with different color combinations that's out there right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing, so when it comes to more of the formal weddings, especially with tuxedos, we're seeing kind of a trend away from, for example, like the piping on the satin piping on the pants. I tend to get a lot of people who want to just have regular suit pants, but just the tuxedo jacket. The shawl collars are very big in there, but also many times they just want the accent piping, right? So the full lapel might not have the satin on there, but just the edge stitching, the edge of the lapel will have that, or vice versa, where the edge is a straight color and then the rest is the full satin. So we're seeing a lot of that with people are taking that formal style of the tuxedo, but adding different, having a little bit less formal elements than the traditional cut. In terms of color wise, I mean, the blues are always there, right? The cobalts, the navies, they'll never go away. Last year was a very big year for maroons and burgundies, and those are continuing, but we're seeing a lot of nature. So I know the forest green has been a big request for us this year. The olive greens, the forest greens are in there. The floral prints are obviously big. The paisley, as Bernard Keith over there mentioned. But yeah, in terms of casual weddings, one thing on the custom tailoring side, we're seeing a lot of people going with those, obviously the stretch fabrics are big, but also going with the lighter linens. People are looking for a lot of linen like blends. So maybe a linen and a silk. They don't like the pure linens anymore. We have a brand new, through one of our suppliers, Gladson. It's a pure bamboo fabric. So it's very soft and silky, but it also replicates that kind of breathability that linen has with that bamboo. So, we're seeing different trends in the casual. It's more about getting a little bit more airy. A lot of people have come to us requesting unconstructed suits, which basically means that the inside lining, it's like as minimal inside lining to keep the structure of your suit, to keep the shape, but you don't have that like extra layer over there between your body and the fabric. So it becomes a lot more airy and breathable. People are looking for those like cooler options. As suit culture has trended away from the office, and they're like, okay, if I am going to wear it and I'm going to invest, I want something breathable.
Yeah, I love that. And that's going to be great too, especially if you are planning an outdoor wedding, in the summertime. Obviously, due to COVID, we've had to reschedule a lot of weddings. So some people are having their weddings in different times that might not be as convenient. So having that is great. Mentioning that side piping down the pant, that was something my husband actually had. He had a black pant with a navy blue stripe. All his groomsmen were in navy blue, and they had a black stripe down the side. So that was really cool to see. Sarah, our loyal bride, she complimented everyone on the prices that they have available. I think it was great to find out that these suit rentals and tuxedo rentals are a lot more affordable than what people would think. So we're about at 5:00 right now. I don't want to keep everyone on too much longer. We got a lot of really great information, but before we get off, I do want to go around one more time, and I want to give everyone the opportunity to tell us where we can find your information, your website, your social media. If a bride or groom is interested in seeing what styles you have available, where can they do that? On your website, your social media? Where can they go to find the information? And then, of course, make an appointment to come in and see you all. So first, let's start with Simone. Where can our couples go to see the styles available, and how can they make an appointment with VIP?
So you can go to vipformalwear.com, and that will show you all the styles we have available in colors. You can call all of the stores, whichever store is more convenient for you. All the locations are listed on the website as well, and we'll go ahead and schedule your appointment that way. And you can visit our Instagram page and our Facebook page, and that's both at vipformalwear.com. So come and see us.
Awesome. And you guys have lots of locations to make it easy for everyone. So definitely stop by and see our friends over at VIP.
Yes,
Denise,
for sure.
you had mentioned couples can make appointments on Facebook, actually. So tell us a little bit about where they can find styles available and how you'd like them to go make an appointment to come see you.
The styles are available on our website, Savvy NC, and our Facebook page is Savvy Tuxedos and Bridal Gowns. Or they can just give us a call, 919-783-8911. Happy to help them anyway.
And you're located off of Glenwood Avenue, correct?
Half a mile from Crabtree Valley Mall, just a half a mile from Crabtree Mall.
Perfect. Very convenient location for everyone. Keith, with Bernard's, tell us, how can folks make an appointment and where can they go to see some of the styles that you have available?
Well, obviously, bernardsformalwear.com is the place to go to check out all the style options and to set an appointment. They can message us on any of our social media. We're at Bernard's Tux on all social media, so they can direct message us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, any place that they're out there. We're there. So our styles though are available on the website to view, and just takes a few minutes to click through. You can do a search in the top and find the style you're looking for. We're located off of 147 at the Durham Freeway near Duke University East Campus in Durham.
Just right off the highway. So again, another really convenient and easy to get to location. And last but not least, Ro, tell us how folks can see what styles are available or what styles they could have if they work with Bunbury, and how can they go about making an appointment with you?
Absolutely. So in terms of making an appointment, the best way to reach us is going to be either giving us a phone call or going through our website to set up that time. That's bunburysuits.com. In terms of finding styles, everything, obviously with custom, like I said, everything's available to you, but we do post very many sample styles on our Instagram, Bunbury Custom Clothiers, as well as on our Facebook page, which is also Bunbury Custom Clothiers. So yeah, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, however you want to try and find us, we're there. And that's definitely a great place to see all the styles. But yeah, contact, phone call, or through the website are the best ways, or you can direct message any of those things, slide into the DMs, more than happy to talk.
You can slide into the DMs. It's actually okay this time. Thank you all for being here with us. I greatly appreciate you taking the time to chat with us, answer our questions, talk to our followers about what you have available. Everyone has some great price points, great options available, and great ways to save money too, by having the groomsmen actually rent, in the full wedding party. So for anyone who is watching this, if you do have any further questions, please leave them in the comments. And all of the lovely folks who are here today will be sure to answer those questions for you. They are more than happy to help. Thank you for joining us. I'll give it back to you, Laura.
Thanks, Camelia. This was a great chat today, guys. I'm so glad that you all joined us. I miss seeing all of you. Ro, I miss seeing you at the building. Hopefully we'll get back there one day soon. But I just want to say thanks again. Just having that representation from y'all in Raleigh, at the mall, in your outside stores, Ro, right in Midtown, and Keith out in Durham and Chapel Hill. Thanks so much for sharing all your information. We had some great chat today about formal wear, suits, tuxedos, rentals, for purchase, custom, everything that you need to get for your formal wear, for your guys, for your groom, and get everybody set up. So thank you so much for sharing all this great information. Everybody, check out all the comments. We had a lot of good activity on that, a lot of people asking questions. So I invite you all to continue to kind of answer some of those questions for some of the people who posted that we may not have had a chance to talk about. And you did a great job of getting your information out there as well. So best to you all. Thanks again for joining us. We'll see you next Wednesday when we're going to be talking about beauty and spa and staying healthy during all of this time. So y'all have a great afternoon, and we will see you next week at 4 for our Wedding Wednesday Spotlight. Thanks again, everybody. Take care.